Hello everyone. Today we are here with an interesting topic, that is data visualization using Matplotlib. Okay, so these visualizations will help you to understand the data. Not only that, for any research papers or for writing a book, if you want to plot your results and all, so this will help you. So first, let us get into what is meant by data visualization and why we should visualize. And we are going to have a little hands-on also. Data visualization is the graphical representation of information. Okay, so graphically you can represent with the help of figures, charts, graphs, etc. The data visualization tools are providing a way to represent these figures and graphs. Why we should visualize this? Whenever you have massive amounts of information, in order to take data-driven decision, it is easy to visualize the data rather than analyzing it with the raw information what we have. The Matplotlib is the tool that we are using in order to visualize. Matplotlib is the most powerful tools for data visualization. It is a Python tool and it is used for 2D plotting. It is a 2D plotting library. Using this library, we can plot histograms, power spectra, bar charts, error charts, scatter plots, pie charts, etc. And in order to utilize this Matplotlib, if you are working with Python editor, you have to install this Matplotlib using pip install Matplotlib. And this you should run as an administrator. If you are working with Jupyter Notebook or Google Colab or Kaggle, then you need not install it. It is automatically available. It is inbuilt. There we will be using this import statement. Import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. So we are giving an alias name to this matplotlib.pyplot. The alias name is PLT. So let us see what is this pyplot. This pyplot will give us a command style functions. It is having some inbuilt functions which will give us a visual representation similar to the MATLAB. Some of you might be already familiar with the MATLAB, right? So there, whatever visualizations you have done, the same thing can be done with the help of matplotlib.pyplot as well, but it is with the help of Python. The syntax is very easy. So using this pyplot function, we can create a figure and we can create a plotting area in the figure, and it plots some lines in the plotting area depending upon the format that you are specifying. And if you want to label your data, you want to decorate your graph beautifully with the help of labels and all, that also can be done. Okay, so let's see how to do this. First, let us see the first type of graph, that is a line graph. So here you can see we have a simple line. So here you have ovals in the form of a line. So here you have two lines. So one is represented as a triangle, one is represented as an oval, and we have in different colors also, right? So here, these ovals and whatever representations we have here, this we call as markers. Okay. So let us get into the syntax of this. So this line graph will give us a plot y versus x as lines or as markers. Okay, so if you want both also you can do. So this is the syntax. You have arguments. So these arguments are x comma y. So these x comma y can be an array or it can be simply a scalar value also. Okay, so this will give us the horizontal or the vertical coordinates of the data points. So whenever you are plotting a graph, you are familiar, right? All the time we'll say what is x-axis, what is y-axis. The same thing we'll be specifying here. But here one thing that is different is x values are optional. If you are not specifying x value, based on the y value range, automatically the x-axis will be assumed by the pyplot method itself. This plot method will take the scale on the x-axis automatically. Okay, So usually this is an one-dimensional array. If you want to specify it as a two-dimensional array also, you can specify it. But these arguments cannot be given as a keyword. So that should be remembered. And the next arguments that we have are scale X and scale Y. So these are helping us to automatically take the scale on X-axis on Y-axis. Okay, sometimes if you are not specifying the scale also, it will take. I'll show you this too. Then the data, the next argument. Okay, we also have a format here. The star args are either X, Y, and the format. So what is this format will tell you is what should be the format of your line chart. So here I told you, right? So this, do you need a line or do you need this oval kind of markers or do you need this type of representation? This is the format that we are talking about, the color and the appearance. So this format is an optional string. Okay. So for example, if I give RO, so it says red circles. And usually this is the syntax. You can specify the marker, the line style you can tell, and the color you can tell. The line style can be a solid line, or it could be a dashed line, or it can be a dash dot line, or simply a dotted line. So these symbols you can use in the syntax. And color can be B for blue, G for green, R for red, C for cyan, M for magenta, Y for yellow, K for black, W for white. Okay, so these are the letters that you can use. I think all the colors you can remember except this black and white. White also is the first letter. Only black is given as K because already for blue it took it B. So for black it is given as K. And every time we need not specify all these. All these are optional and you can only specify one attribute color and you can leave the rest of the two marker and line, or you can give all of them or two of them. It's your choice purely. And various markers are available. So these are the various markers. We will be trying with few and others you can try for yourself. Next, the next argument is data. So this data is an indexable object. This is also an optional one. So why we will be using this data is in order to label your data. If you want to label your data, you can make use of this. And the other parameters that we have are scale X and scale Y. These are always Boolean values. By default, the value is taken as true. If you doesn't want to scale it up, then you can make this value to false. Otherwise, you need not even specify these attributes. Then the last attribute, that is quarks. So this is used for saying what should be the line width, what should be the line label, and what should be the anti-aliasing, what should be the marker face color, what should be the size of the marker. Everything you can specify using this quarks attribute. So now let us just plot this with the help of Matplotlib. So here I am using my Jupyter notebook. Sorry, not Jupyter notebook. Google Colab I am using. If you want, you can use Jupyter notebook also. That also will give you the same performance. Okay. So here, if you see, only the y-axis value is given. As I told you earlier, specifying x value is optional. You can only give y. So then x is assumed automatically by the method plot. And we are using plt.show in order to display this graph on the screen. So this is how it will be. So here you can see this is what I have specified on the y-axis. You can see the scale is starting from 1 to 4. Okay, so this breakup is taken automatically by the method. And now interesting part is this x. This I have not given, but based on this y, it is taking automatically. In Python, the default value starts with a 0. So only here our x-axis scale is starting with 0. And the same scale also, it is assuming a difference of 0.5. And totally 7 points it is taking on x-axis because it has 7 points on the y. Okay. So this is how this PLT dot plot of y is working. So now let us have some little improvement. Yes. So this time I'm specifying the x as well as y, and the title also I'm specifying, and x label. What should be the x label I'm telling, what should be the y label I'm telling, and we are displaying. Okay. So this PLT dot title, PLT dot x label, PLT dot y label, these are the extra APIs that we have in PyPlot. Okay, so these are common for all kinds of graphs that we will be plotting using PyPlot, not only for this line graph. Okay, so let's execute this and see. PLT dot title, it is line graph. Title we got. On the x-axis, we have x label, we gave it as number, we got it. Y label, we gave it as square of the number, we got it. And we are plotting the line. And now observe the scale. On the x-axis, I have given 1 to 4. Minimum is 1. So the starting point is 1. Max is 4. Starting point is 1. Max is 4. And on the y-axis, starting is 2. Max is 16. And these breakups are automatically taken. This scale is automatically taken based on the numbers that we have here, because I have not specified what should be the x-axis and what should be the y-axis values. So it is taken automatically by the plot method. Let us go little deeper. So this time I'm specifying the format, the third argument that I'm using. Along with x and y, I'm specifying the third argument, that is format. So this time my line chart should contain blue color ovals, O for ovals. Okay, so here you can see we have blue color ovals, and this time I'm specifying the axis. I'm not allowing the plot function to take it by default, but I'm saying what should be my axis. So this is the x min, x max, y min, and y max. So on the x-axis, minimum value is 0, maximum is 6. And on the y-axis, minimum is 0, maximum is 20. So because I have specified the axis. Otherwise, like earlier, it might have assumed the scale like this. Okay, got the difference? Now, this time let's try with 2 lines in a single graph. Okay, so here I have taken x, y, and z. Okay, so first I am plotting x, y, and the first line should be given as a red oval. So this you can see here, red color ovals we are getting. Then x and z. So this we are plotting with the help of blue color triangles. You can see this blue color triangles. And again, if you see, the axis is assumed automatically. I didn't specify the axis, so it is taking. On the x-axis, always x is taken. So minimum is 1, maximum is 7. You can see it is starting with 1, ending with 7. And on the y-axis, so two lines we have. So in the first thing, max is 14. In the second one, max is 21. So out of that, the maximum is 21. So commonly it is taking from 0 to 20. And here if you see, we have a point at 21 as well. Okay, so this is how the plot method will assume the scale automatically. That is the meaning of x label equals to, x scale equals to 2 and y scale is equals to 2. So this time I'm making it even more impressive. So here also we are drawing 2 lines. Okay, so this time I'm not using a marker. So by default, a line will be drawn. Okay, so x1, y1 value I'm taking, and I'm using the label, the data, the fourth argument I'm using, the data I'm using, label name what I'm giving, line 1. Next, 2 more x and y values I'm taking. This time the label value I'm giving as line 2. And I'm plotting x label I'm taking as x-axis and y label I'm taking as y-axis itself. And The title I'm giving line 1 and 2 in the same graph. Okay. So if you run, this will be the result. Okay. I'll just zoom it. Let me unzoom. Okay. So here one more API I have added, that is plt.legend. So what this will give us is, here you can see inside the graph you have a small box, right? Along with this description of what does this blue indicate and what is this orange is indicating. So this is the purpose of legend. So a small box will be drawn inside along with the description of the lines. So this is how our graph looks like, based on the values that we have given. So this is the plot we have obtained. Yes, some more detail. In this, we are using all the arguments. Okay. So here X values, X, Y, the color is given as green. Either you can give a single alphabet or you can give the full name also like this. If you are unable to remember the shortcut of the color, you can give the full color also, it will work. Then the line style. This time I doesn't need a solid line. I want a broken line, dotted line. So I'm giving 2 dots. Then specifying the line width also. Okay, line width we have given as 3. And the marker should be O. Marker face color should be blue. Size is 12. Label is line 1. And here I'm specifying X limit and Y limit. Instead of using plt.axis, I can also give X limit and Y limit. And the other things are the same. So let us see how this graph looks like. Yeah. So this is the graph that we have. Okay. So now are you getting? So the X and Y. So whatever points we have, I need the line style to be a dotted line. And the color of this line should be in green. And the width should be 3. So you can see it is little darker. Okay. Width is 3. And now the points, the data points, whatever we have, so that we are calling as the marker. So this should be represented as a O, and the color, the marker face color should be in blue. We got in blue, and the size is 12. Okay, so this dot size we are specifying, that is the marker size 12. And label we have given as line 1. And as we have used legend here, so we got the legend, and it is saying this is line 1. Okay. In the earlier graph, I'm not able to get these markers. I don't know what are the data points. Simply I'm getting a line because I have not specified any sort of marker or the differentiation of the marker face color I have not given. So here in this we have given. So depending upon your requirement, you can make more lively graphs like this. Hope you enjoyed the session. Thanks for watching my videos. Do like, share and subscribe. Followed by this, we will be learning other graphs as well. Keep watching. Thank you.